Hey, welcome to another episode of the Not Scrum Dumb podcast. I'm your co-host, Andreanna Marshall, and that's my amazing co-host.
And Scrum Master Scott. Greetings, everybody.
Today, we're going over one of the questions that we received in our Professional Scrum Master 1 class. And the question is, what are ways I can implement Scrum in my everyday life? Well, when I first heard this, I was like, well, you can't really be a one-person Scrum team. You're kind of doing everything yourself. But I think there are some really great elements that we can take from the Scrum Guide and implement in our daily life. I use some of them. I know, Scott, you use some of them. So in this video, we'll just talk about our personal experiences and how we've been able to use some of that to reach our goals or to help us do something and manage our lives. Scott, do you want to kick us off?
Yeah, I'd be more than happy to. I'm actually going through that right now for Scrum Academy. At Scrum Academy, I'm growing. I got too much work on my plates, and luckily, my daughter's at a stage where she can come and join. Of course, I'm a pair, so I'm gonna bring her on as an employee. So I don't have time to create a long, drawn-out project management plan of all the things she needs to do to learn the business so she can be effective. So I said, well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use Scrum. I said, the first thing we need to do is create a product backlog. So I put in some simple things that she need to do. Like, A, she need to understand the class is what I do. So last week she took her first class, which was the first thing in her product backlog that we created together. Before we started the sprint, I asked her, when you take this class, how long do you think it's going to take you to get the certification done? She said, oh, about 2 weeks. I said, should we be running 2 week sprints? So you take this class, get the certification, and we'll schedule you for the next class. But as you see, I'm running a sprint to do this. So she got that class out the way. So the next class coming up, she would take that. That's in the product backlog and have another class for her to take in the product backlog. So we scheduled probably about a month and a half using 2 week sprints to get her training, her onboarding done before she can actually get acclimated to the business as well. Some other things should need to be done, but I figured that was a quick, fast, cool way of doing it. That way it won't be so overwhelming for her. Because if I created a whole project management plan and give it there, y'all know how it is. You start a new job. I mean, you feel like it's like you're buying a house before you get hired. And then after you get there, you got to do so much other paperwork. So I'm trying to minimize that. I'm experimenting to see if Scrum can be used for onboarding it. So far, 2 weeks into it, it's actually going pretty well. I keep you posted on how it goes.
That's awesome. I think I'll take the personal side. So for me, I have my own like backlog that I work off of. So I take that element of having a single source of like where's all my work, no matter this product called myself, I guess, my own life, right? So for me, I would say I probably take a little bit more of like empiricism. So I have like my own inspection points, everything's visible. I have my own like Scrum board slash Kanban board that I have working that I'm able to just simplify. And I try to do one goal for the most part at a time. So we have a lot more time in our day. So it's not like I can just, if you have a health goal, it's not like you're working out all day long. Like you do have to get other stuff done. So there are some things that I do simultaneously, but for the most part, I would say that I do stick to a very clear, like single goal for the week or 2 weeks or however long I pick. My cadence is pretty much a week at this point because it's a lot easier to do that for me personally. And just inspect like, hey, I set some goals. Like, where am I? Whether I need to change? Do I want to keep it this way? Those are some of the elements that I use, I guess, as the product owner of my own life. That's what I've been looking at. And I think, Scott, you even have like a stock backlog that you used and stuff like that.
Yeah, I have several. Weight is a thing I'm looking at now. So yeah, I'm getting back into the gym. I want to get rid of 15 pounds. So I'm creating a product backlog for my weight loss goals. We all know that there's only a few levels you have to look at. It's either calories, exercising enough. Exercising and doing that kind of stuff it's not fun. At least to me, it's not fun. It's not interesting. It's not something I look forward to. But I know it's something I need to do just so that I can stay in shape and extend my life here on this planet. So yeah, I'm gonna create a product backlog for the foods I should be eating, the exercise I want to do. I'm thinking I'm going to do like you, Andreanna, a 1 week sprint. This week I started my first sprint. At the end of the week on Sunday, I'm going to have sprint review and see did I meet my goals? Do I expect any weight to be gone? Nah, it didn't happen that fast. So I'm not even going to get on the scale this week, but my goals are I plan to do 10,000 steps per day, every day. Check. Did I get that in? So when I get to the sprint review, my sprint goal would be is to at least get my 10,000 steps in every day. So I'm starting out simple, something that I can manage, something that I can do. Then my sprint review is going to be, okay, did you do that 7 days in a row? Yes, good. Let's celebrate. From that perspective, I'm going to look at the product backlog and see what else can I do to add to the 10,000 steps. And as y'all can see over time, by incrementally implementing these small things, there's no choice but for me to get to my product goal of losing 5, 10, 20 pounds, whatever it be over the course of time.
Yeah, and I think to sum it up, the things that we're talking about is using empiricism, all the things that we want to do, being transparent. And I think you can read a lot of productivity books where they talk about not keeping everything in your brain, but actually having that list and or somewhere having these things documented so you're not storing them and you can go back to that. You're not focused on just memorizing them. So one, having everything transparent, having these frequent inspection points, and then being willing to adapt and not so set in stone. And then working on our larger goals incrementally. We have what we would still call a sprint. We have like whether it's 1 week or whatever, but these short iterations where we're able to like decide if this is the direction we want to keep on going. Do we add? Do we remove? Do we change our goal entirely? So yeah, I hope that really helps you understand how you can take some of these elements and principles and just apply them to your life to continuously improve. That's ultimately what we're all trying to do on a daily basis. All right, before you go, if you like this video, like the video and hit subscribe. Also, connect with us on LinkedIn. We love when you guys connect with us and you reach out to us saying you watch, and then you guys always send video ideas. We love that. So keep sending them and we will turn them into videos. You can also join our email list. We're excited to be sending out some exclusive content. If you made it to the end of this video, that means you have an attention span greater than a goldfish.
Legendary, everyone, but not Scrum Dumb. Happy sprinting with yourself as the product owner.